gained strength in my shoulders massively, which was an impossible thing for me, next to impossible anyway. Biggest thing for me was losing 8 kilos in just over 11 weeks.
What did you struggle with?
Before we began working together, I'd say I definitely struggled with the weight, which is obviously the obvious one, but finding the time to sort of get a workout in just because of the way I trained. We spoke about me, I was training the same for years, doing the classic gym bro split, and coming from like doing that from a young age, it was fine when I was young, didn't have a job, you know, just coming out of school, and I carried that on, just training like, you know, I had hours to train, do what you want, you know what I mean, train, go home, sleep, do what you want. And as I've got older and a job, kids, I've struggled to find a time more than anything, just because of the way I worked out, and I just thought, oh, because I can't get the time to do that workout.
How did that struggle impact your family?
Because I put on weight, I was out of shape, and this probably affected the family, because I wasn't in a good mood, wasn't happy with the way I looked, mentally, physically, you know, just weren't a happy person, and that's not nice to be around like that. I notice it myself. I'm not a nice person. I wasn't, just because I'm just not feeling myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, anytime, you know, life gets in the way, you know, with work, and you know, I've not really got a lot of time to myself, you know, like with my work and kids and everything in between. So when I've got that short like block of time to do my things, I found that I was getting dead frustrated, I'd flip out and stuff, and just because I weren't like healthy, I suppose.
What things have you tried?
So things I've tried before, I would say prior to working with yourself, I tried to sort my diet out best I could. Wasn't watching the calories as such, wasn't really watching portion sizes, but I just tried to clean it up a bit. Tried doing my own sort of workouts that I've always done, a gym bro split. I'd be working a body part a day, which didn't really have time for. And I've also always been into running as my boxing background, so try running, but I've since getting older and putting the weight on, I've had issues with my knee, so that sort of died off. As I started running, I'd run for a couple of days and won't be able to walk because of the issues with my knee. I had imbalances everywhere, so and also had issues with my shoulder. So well, that was all from imbalances, which is what I know now, what I did before.
This cycle continued. What did that struggle look like in the future for you? So
if this had carried on the way I was being, and what I was doing, God knows where it could have gone. It was just a domino effect, you know. One thing leads to another. I wasn't a nice person to be around. I won't say I was not a nice dad, but I was definitely, you know, could definitely be better. Or a snappy. I found my partner telling me, listen, you know, chill out. What's up with you? You know what I mean? So I definitely say it would have only got worse, and God knows where it could have ended up. At the worst, you know.
What did you look to solve for this?
Things that I was trying to improve my situation, how I was being. I would say everything really. Like my main goal personally was my weight, which then led on to obviously eating better, which obviously I wanted more energy. So if I improved my diet and my weight, I would have more energy then. And I have a very physical job, manual job. So what I didn't realise was me going to work, being unfit, not getting the right food in, less energy. So when I go work, I have even less energy after work. So then when I was waking up in the morning, I was pretty much knackered. And then that's when it was short, snappy. I was so tired all the time. and it's just led to worse things. Really, me being a bad person to be around, just being in a bad mood generally. Really.
How does that all make you feel? Did you feel lost, let down?
Whereas before, when I was, I'm not old, but when I say when I was, I could do anything. So that years later, when I've tried to sort of carry that on, I'm like, I am miles behind here, and it just felt like I didn't know what direction to go in, because that's what I'd never do. Running, body part a day, and then I sort of knew what to eat, and carbs, protein, fats and stuff. But when I started hitting I'd say walls in the road, and I noticed little chinks in my armour, and I just sort of felt deflated, like I had nowhere to go. I was like, oh well, if this ain't working, then I may as well just pack it in. You know what I mean?
What else were you searching for?
I've always been one of them from a young age. Obviously, I don't know, it's not really the same for everyone, but I've always liked looking good on the beach, and going to top off. So I'd always look for like the shortcut. Even though I knew there wasn't one, I'd always be trying to find a less, or should I say, a quicker option. Like, try and find, and every time I searched online, it's all the same cliche. 12-week program, 6-pack shortcuts, and it's all the same. And I'd look at them and be like, nah, it's not going to work. So I was just looking for like something else to sort of that would actually work, or actually make me stronger, and make me into the shape and gain the strength that I wanted to in the best possible route, without like doing all these crap programs and these ones that tell you a lie, like you're gonna be in shape in 12 weeks and you're gonna be shredded, which I know is a lie. So I was just sort of looking for like the right plan, and like something to go in the right direction without wasting my time, basically.
What has been different this time?
Being very easy to follow. So whereas I've been used to working out for hours on end and never had the time to follow my old workout, so I never did it, and I couldn't be consistent. Whereas this one worked for me, as I have very little time to myself to do things I want to do, like workout. So this, like working in 40-minute blocks, it was just very easy to be consistent with and think, you know what, I can get up, smash this out in 30-40 minutes and get on with my day and do what I want to do for the time I have. Whereas before I couldn't stay consistent, couldn't do it, and I was always thinking, I'm not going to have time to work out, so what's the point? So I couldn't fit it in, whereas it works in my regime, if you like, my lifestyle. It's built around me, so it works for me, so I can keep.
How did you feel when you found this solution?
I would say I was proper skeptical about changing to something else, just because I found something that worked before, and I wanted to stick with it. But where as now, I couldn't really stay consistent with the way I used to work out. So finding this, I was like, will it work? Do I need to? I just didn't really want to change anything. So when I seen this, I was like more skeptical than anything. Just like that, would it work? I've tried loads of stuff before to try and change the way I work out.
What have you achieved?
Biggest thing for me was losing 8 kilos in just over 11 weeks, which I don't think I've lost that much weight in that period of time, which has made me feel a mint. And so the other thing would be, I've had injuries in my shoulders, both sides. So since then I've had issues with shoulder press. Lifting things above my head has been tough, especially with my job. And since doing this plan, I've strong, man, strong. For me anyway, I'm one of them not looking at other people like better than myself, not aiming to be like someone else. So for me, that's strong. Like, I think I can push, like, I think, 27.5 kilos, which for me, over my head, before was like, I'd probably say next to impossible. I'd be lucky if I was pushing 17 over my head, without pain, I mean. Now I'm pushing that pain-free. So yeah, gained strength in my shoulders massively, which was an impossible thing for me, next to impossible anyway.